Right, so today we are going to talk about, has minimalism made me happy? Now, I've talked about why I have started this minimalist lifestyle, and I'm about 6 months, 7 months in. Well, I technically started the minimalist journey about 3 months ago properly, but 3 months before that I was doing research and stuff like that. But actively, I've been a minimalist for about 3 months. I have asked myself this question quite a few times just to see where I am at. I asked myself, does it make me happy that I only own like 6 shirts and 2 pairs of trousers and a sofa bed, not a bed and a sofa, just a sofa bed, and stuff like this? I have asked myself, is this lifestyle making me happy? And it has conflicted a few times with the way I do my business. Because, you hear people being like, oh, if you're a minimalist, you can't be selling material items, you can't be doing this, you can't be doing that. And I'm like, whoa, now, slow down. That's not true. Over time, I have learned that, yes, you can be a minimalist and sell necklaces. As long, as you're being mindful about what you're doing. I don't sell a lot of necklaces, and when I sell them, it's to people who really want them. They have a lot of energy, a lot of happiness put into these necklaces because I enjoy making them. Stuff like that. So where I was before I started minimalism was I was buying a lot of things, and it was a lot of things I didn't need, want, or have any real purpose for. I still have some of those things and I'm very tempted in selling them. And it would be for hobbies that I really didn't do very often. Like, for example, I would buy lots of clothing and items for LARP, yet I would only go to LARP once a year. And if you don't know what LARP is, it's live action role play. It's a bit like D&D, but in real life it's actually quite fun. I just either can't afford to go or I just don't have the time because I'm working. I feel that those kind of items give no real true meaning in my life, and I was very stuck, and I kept on spending ridiculous money on stupid things, and it wasn't really getting me anywhere. And I wasn't sad about it, nor was I happy. It was kind of this weird, in the middle. So when I stumbled across minimalism and I realized this is the thing that could help me figure out what I want to do, I started studying it and researching about it and figuring out what minimalism actually was. And more and more that I researched, the more I realized, I like that kind of lifestyle. I want that lifestyle. It seems nice and straightforward and simplistic. And I'm always about simplifying and things and making them more efficient. And I realized, after looking at all my stuff, a lot of it I didn't even use. A lot of items I hadn't worn in years, and it didn't make any sense why I had them, or items that I keep on buying but never really used up, like sketchbooks and pencils and stuff, all this art stuff. A lot of it was art stuff, and a lot of it's still at home, and I do need to go back and sort that out maybe next Christmas or something when I'm over. But that's the thing, I realized I didn't like my previous lifestyle at all. I was very much an intensive consumer, and I was spending all the money that I had on things that didn't really matter to me. Which sounds crazy. It really does. In the end, after doing some research and figuring out what I wanted to do, I started the process. I started tidying up my place, figuring out what I wanted to sell. I sold some stuff. I put stuff, away. I put stuff in piles to figure out what I wanted to leave, what I wanted to bin, what I wanted to donate, what I wanted to sell. And then I moved to the Netherlands and was house sitting for a while, so I basically was living out of a backpack. So a lot of my stuff was still at home. And honestly, living out of a backpack was so liberating. It was like a trial run. I got to try minimalism in a sort of a tester, like a wee little testing the waters, and it really was enjoyable. I didn't have to worry about what material items I had. I didn't have to worry about having to rummage through everything just to find that one specific thing, because I knew where it was, or it didn't take long to find it. And I really moved on and progressed in the last 3 months, and it's realizing I don't buy anything anymore. Now, obviously, I buy food and stuff like that, and like utilities and stuff that I need, the essentials. But I don't feel the stress of buying the latest trend or some item I thought was really cool, but then when I got it, I didn't really use it. I don't do that anymore, and which means it frees up a lot of money. And I'm still struggling financially, and I am perfectly open with that. But it's one less stress, and it really helps ease my financial stress. I've never been in debt, and probably won't be in debt if I keep on doing what I'm currently doing. And I've seen so many people who are in debt and who are consumers and keep on doing it and keep on putting themselves in more debt, and it looks too stressful. I just don't want that life. I want to be debt free for the entirety of my life. If I go in debt, I only want it to be for a very short time. And that's what I feel. I have said in the previous video, I value experiences and life experiences far more than material items. And that didn't used to be the case. I used to be very latched on to my material items. I used to be very emotionally involved with my material items. I used to be very, not hoarding level of bad, but it was going to go into that direction if I didn't do something. I learned how to let go. And that's one of the biggest things in minimalism that really, really freed up a lot of emotional energy for me. I learned to let go of friendships that were not good for me anymore, were actually like bad for me. I learned that sure, it wasn't the best way of letting go, but I did it in the end with those kind of friendships. And I learned to let go of material items that didn't matter. I learned to not feel super distressed and sad if something breaks. I learned a lot through minimalism. I have grown a lot through minimalism. So if like my bike tire pops, okay, that's fine. Like I literally went through that recently where my bike tire went flat. I fell and ground my face off the ground. Great, this is not good. I didn't get upset because like, oh no, my bike is broken and stuff like that. I've learned to not get worried about broken things, and they can be most likely repaired. I don't get distraught about losing something. Sure, material items may hold memories that you can latch on to, but those memories aren't those material items, they're in here. And I learned that. So I'm okay with letting go of things. Like, maybe a little too okay letting go of things, but it really allows me to focus on what's important and let go of what's not. And that really has amplified my good mood, and I love it. All in all, minimalism has made me a better person. I am far more easygoing, relaxed. I'm okay if people can't make it to an event. I'm okay if someone lets me down or something like that. I don't care. You have your own life, I have my own life. We are individuals, stuff happens, that's okay. I don't let people take advantage of me, but I am far more easygoing now than I used to be. I always used to expect everything of everyone, and that was a terrible way to be. I expect nothing from everyone. I expect nothing. I don't expect you to do everything for me, that kind of thing. Though there's still moments where I do have the mentality to expect stuff from people, and I'm trying to not, because it just frees up a lot of energy for me to focus on things that are important, like my job, my career, my business, all those kind of things. And I don't get angry at people. I used to get really angry at people all the time because I had problems. But now I have no aggression toward people if something goes wrong. Another thing I realized, I was neglecting friendships and family. I was neglecting a lot before I became a minimalist. I was too focused on who this person was and not focused on outwards. And I realized I was neglecting a lot of friendships and family, and it felt real bad when I realized this, and I drastically changed that. I'm super, into like hanging out with my friends, to be I'm super into having my family come over for a holiday to hang out with me. I value like relationships and friendships and family so much more now that I'm not focusing on the material world. I'm focusing on the social and emotional part of my life. And I love that. I think it's great. And it makes me happy because people are like, oh, you're being more social, you're not being a shut-in like introvert. And I am a bit more of an extrovert now, I'd say. I'm not completely, definitely not, but I'm doing far better than I used to. I'm actually asking questions now instead of people asking me questions, which was a big thing. And I love that I'm being more outward and open and spoken and honest, and it's so enjoyable, honestly. Now, if I compare my mood to what I am now compared to who I was before minimalism, a lot of things happened in between which also affected my mood, but in all honesty, I feel so much more grateful and happy with my life because it feels like it has so much more meaning now that I'm not focusing on material items, that I'm not focusing on bad friendships and relationships. I'm now focusing on the better things in my life, and it makes me feel so good. Like before, I was happy. Sure, I was happy, and that was awesome and all. But now, it's like happy times like 2 or 10 or whatever percentage you want to be. It's amplified. Like I have my bad days. We are all human. We have bad days. That's understandable. I myself feel like I'm ready to take on the world unless I'm tired or sore, and then I'm grumpy. But I try my best not to be. I try to make sure I have a good night's sleep and stuff, and I'm well fed. And honestly, I feel so ready to just take on whatever comes my way. And that's why I create YouTube videos, because I love doing it. All in all, in my opinion, I feel minimalism has amplified my life and made it like one of the minimalists I watch, the minimalists as they're nicknamed, they said they're like 10% happier. That is 100% true. I'm 10% happier, and I love it. It's very true to the word. Anyways, that is everything I have to talk about for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or comments, please leave it in the comments below, and I will get to them as soon as I can, or I'll make a video about it. And yeah, I will see you in the next one.